This is the Hog Central Podcast, sponsored by Oaklawn Sports, Arkansas's best sports betting app. Bet with the brand you trust. Bet with Oaklawn Sports. And now, here's your host, Steve Sullivan.
Welcome to the Hog Central Podcast. Pleasure to be alongside former Razorback captain and linebacker David Basil, also in charge of Little Rock Touchdown Club. Big event coming up tomorrow.
Yeah, Kelly Finglass, the director of the Dallas Cowboy cheerleader, Sully. Who would have thought she sold more tickets than Lawrence Taylor? Her Netflix series on the Dallas Cowboy cheerleaders called American Sweethearts is one of the biggest on Netflix. You know, they got 300 million subscribers, and so standing room only.
It'll be crazy to see what kind of audience she gets tomorrow.
Yeah, I'm glad that the Cowboys beat the Redskins, Commanders yesterday.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that'll be fun. She's been around a long time.
Let's talk about these Hogs.
Yeah.
And looking back at this game was a little different than the other one-score losses because in the second half, they never had the ball with the chance to take the lead.
Yeah, you know, Sully and I always sit beside each other in the press box, and I don't know about you, but it was pretty early on for me. We were not going to stop them. I was worried about Marcel Reed and our ability to, be disciplined and contain him, much less all the others. And it just, I think they punted only twice, or they scored 7 out of 9 possessions.
Yeah,
so I think it was pretty clear we're going to have to outscore them like we usually do.
Bobby Petrino, when he took over as interim coach, he fired the defensive coaches, elevated a guy, and he thought they'd be better fundamentally, but they missed tackles. They are who they are. I mean, they lack team speed. You can speed sweep. You saw in space they can't tackle, and they just have trouble on one-on-one plays making the play.
You know, we saw this, Sully. I don't know if you remember. We discussed this after the Alabama A&M game, and I was criticized because I made some observations. Is that, the football IQ is not, for example, a linebacker. The two 15-yard runs for touchdowns in the second half, nobody touched the running back. Yeah. And the linebacker simply just took a wrong step, looked at the quarterback, and the guy that's just fundamental things that you – and when you were up there watching it, if you were in the stands, you were going, wow, that's so easy.
Yeah, they had a two-man pattern one time. We watched that one guy just work in the middle of the linebackers, and about 6 guys watched him, and no one got on him.
I know. Quarterback boots, and nobody has him.
Yeah.
Throw to the tight end, nobody has him.
That touchdown that get called back, I don't know if they were jogging after him, but he looked like Usain Bolt. The 50-yard run that he had that got called back. Yeah, I mean, it's you don't want to question the effort. I saw sometime they played so many defensive linemen that you'd have one guy motion to another guy before the snap of switch sides. And
at some point, though, Sully, I think they're trying hard, but you get discouraged. Like they're just, you got maybe 10 guys doing the right thing, and one guy doesn't know what he's doing, and you're just like, really? It's just another touchdown, another 20 yards. It's discouraging, and it's obvious where, and not to be disparaging to the players on defense, but they spent more money getting the best players on offense than they did on defense.
They did force 11 third downs. The problem was they can't get them off the field. They'd get to fourth down, they went 3 for 3.
That didn't matter. And we have trouble covering in the secondary. We have trouble getting pressure on the quarterback.
And one thing Coach begged for today was turnovers. Yeah. And it's hard to get turnovers when you're not affecting the quarterback, and no sacks again on Saturday. Hey, they only put pressure on him 5 times. On the flip side, A&M put pressure on Talon 20 out of his 42 times.
Yeah, if you're not getting people around the ball, you're not going to get turnovers. The more people get around the ball, is the better. And boy, it's just frustrating. Although, remember one of the things we talked about, Arkansas can't have turnovers. They didn't have turnovers, so that was a positive. And so this offense, I'll tell you, Sully and I always are amazed that I'm thinking teams spend a week. They spend a week preparing to stop Talon Green, and it doesn't matter. They can talk about, rush lanes, the linebackers stay put. Yeah. It doesn't matter. He just runs around everybody. It's crazy.
I thought 2 of his best plays were when he stayed in the pocket and he maneuvered in the pocket and threw a dart to
running to his left.
Yes.
Oh, it was
to the back of the end zone.
No, it was amazing, Sully. First of all, they bought enough time. He had 5 guys there, defensive linemen. They were trying to grab him, and he turns to the side and throws a strike.
And then another time when you pointed this out, where he made a subtle move just to his left to get the linebacker to bite, and then he was off. That may have been his touchdown run.
Yeah, well, he had two. He had the 25,
Yeah.
and then he had one for like 50 where he popped over to the other hole.
Yeah.
So if you're a linebacker, it's so frustrating. Our guy is better than your guy.
Yeah.
That's all it is.
You want to see a good football play, watch his touchdown run, and watch the blocking downfield by Braylon Russell and C.J. Brown. That's helping your teammates. Yeah. And hey, how about the receivers? How well have they played?
Yeah.
I mean, we got an A receiver, and then...
Yeah, I've been impressed. Sully, think about this. This was the number 19 team in the nation in total defense, giving up only X amount of yards per game. We hung 42 points and 527 yards.
You mentioned planning for Taylon Green. I think in the first quarter, they were planning for Taylon Green, and they got just whacked by Mike Washington.
Yeah, he had 120 yards. And, I'm telling you, this Bobby Petrino offense is a nightmare.
But halftime adjustments, they rushed for only 60 yards in the second half. There were no big runs in the second half. 11 yards was the longest run by a tailback in the second half.
It almost it seems like it overwhelms the defense of our opponents for 2 quarters, and they sit down and go, okay, you've seen him now. This is what you got to do.
Yeah.
And teams settle down and do a better job.
Yeah.
Although we did score 7. We had not scored anything. We did score 7.
I think they were determined early on that Taylon was not going to beat them running. And, Arkansas is that's a great run blocking offensive line. They open up holes, and he was hardly touched on a couple of those. He was just freewheeling. Yeah, he did show his speed, though. He accelerated past good athletes in that A&M secondary.
I think some of it's scheme, some of it's execution, a little bit of everything. All I know is, listen, this offense, Sully, I think right now we're ranked number 5 in the nation in total offense.
Yeah, you hate to pick at the offense. One thing they haven't done the past 2 weeks is really protect Taylon. I mean, when you sack him 4 or 5 times.
What in the world are you talking about? They've scored 42 points. They got 527 yards.
I mean, 20 of the 42 pressures. I mean, he's getting away.
Yeah, I'm just saying, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. He runs around people. Yeah. He's got 126 yards. You pointed out.
132 on scrambles.
It scrambles.
6 of them.
It doesn't matter. If you try to put pressure on him, he's got to find a way. Sully, we scored 42 points against the number 19 defense and 500 yards. That's enough to win football.
It really should have ended 45-35 because he had a 4th and 5, and they'd rushed 5, and it was 3-on-1, and then he broke free and went 49 yards. And that's not the end of the story.
I know.
Then he takes one of 2 bad sacks, and he's got to get better at that.
Right.
He took like a 20-yard sack, and they had 2nd and 32. They decided to rush 3. And he hits Omega Blake for 35. How good was Omega Blake?
Yeah, Omega Blake's a stud. Yeah, we were watching the press conference, and Coach Petrino starts off with a minute comment, and then he starts talking about, Taylon Green's got to get better. And I'm like, Coach, what are you talking about? That's where you're going to start this thing? Why don't you just praise the guy who just single-handedly gave you a chance to win? But that's the Petrino way. He's trying to listen.
He wants perfection from the quarterback.
But he ended up saying, "Hey, what he did," and even Elko just said it didn't matter. He would come up. Taylon Green would come up miraculous plays.
Yeah, one time he got sacked. The guy came from the backside where he didn't see him.
Yeah.
And they came from all over. I mean, that was a good defensive front. And, hey, Auburn is not a great team. They've lost 4, but they're in the same boat as Arkansas.
Yeah.
They played 4 games, Georgia, A&M, Missouri, and Oklahoma. One was a 10-point game. Others 1-score games. Overtime, 1 game.
So the good thing for Arkansas is that Auburn's offense is terrible.
Yeah, but that's going to be the matchup. A terrible offense against a terrible defense.
Right. But they have a very good defense.
Yeah.
But we don't care.
I don't think their quarterback is that bad. He's been under a lot of pressure. I mean, they are the worst at protecting their passer.
Have you seen the line, the Oklahoma Sports line?
I think it's 1 point.
Who's favored?
Auburn.
Yeah, it was ridiculous.
Yeah, with Arkansas's offense.
Yeah, Hillman and Fayetteville. I'm just telling you, I think they're getting ready to run you Freeze out of town.
Yeah, I have yet to see a defense that can slow them down, and they've played.
Notre Dame's the only one we've seen.
Yeah, that was an incredible performance by Notre Dame. They scored so many points. I think they had our offense just out of whack. It was
Auburn and Mississippi State should be our winnable games, Sully.
Yeah,
I think our offense is so overwhelming. We should win these next 2 games. And let me tell you, LSU, if they lose to A&M this weekend, Sully, That thing they may start letting go of the rope. They may let go of the rope.
This is a bad year for coaches in the SEC.
it's everywhere.
Yeah, Hugh Freeze was they asked him after the game, if he deserved to go on as head coach. And he basically said, I think I've upped the talent, but you got to win games as a head coach. And basically owned it and said, I'm going to get my team ready for Arkansas, but that's not my decision. So he didn't, fight for his job. He pretty much admitted that he's not winning the games.
Hugh Freeze, Brian Kelly, Mike Norvell. I mean, Billy Napier, you saw that. I mean, Shane Beamer, they're mad at him.
You seldom get a coach fired after a win mid-season.
Yeah, listen, Jimbo Fisher beat Mississippi State a few years ago. They fired him.
Yeah.
But yeah, Sully, let me tell you, these next two games, Arkansas has a chance to win. Also, Texas has not just blown anybody away. I'm telling you, Texas has got a good defense, but you got LSU and Texas don't look quite as tough. I think Missouri may be the best team left on the schedule.
Yeah, I knew Vandy was going to give them problems.
Yeah. I mean, they were the better team.
Yeah.
I'm telling you,
Vandy's in the playoff hunt.
Think of the three teams in the top 10. Indiana number 2, Georgia Tech number 7, and Vandy number 10.
Yeah.
How about that?
Who would have thought?
Wow. Makes our situation go.
Yeah, it gives you hope too, though.
Yeah.
That if Vandy can do it, you can do it.
Yeah, well, I'll say that. Well, I should say about the Big Ten with Indiana, but yeah, I agree. If Vandy can do it, Vandy is number 10. First time since 1947. 1947.
Yeah, you think only the rich would survive, but you just don't.
How about that?
But you just don't know what money like a Vandy has.
It's also finding the right players.
Yeah, it is.
Pavia, I'm sure what they paid Pavia was nothing.
Yeah.
Look at the Division II transfer from Ole Miss.
Hey, yeah, Trinidad. Yeah, when they recruited Pavia, he told them he was trying to sell himself to them, and he said, "If you want to win, you get me."
See, I love stories like that.
Yeah.
That's what you got to have, man.
Yeah, he's a rock star now. I mean, when has a Vandy player garnered this much attention nationally?
Vandy is for real. I didn't get a chance to see all that game, but everybody who watched that said Vandy was clearly the better team.
But to have a player like that, too, he's one of the most talked about players in the SEC right now.
It's the Jimmies and the Joes, ultimately.
Yeah.
If you've got Jimmies and Joes and they know how to play the game, what do you think his football IQ is? Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
Off the chart. That's what I'm saying.
I think that they play smart defense, too.
Listen, they're well coached, and what a job by Clark Lee.
Yeah, I liked the fourth down call. I thought it was there. I don't know if it's a great call for Taylon Green because he has kind of a slower release and doesn't process as quick. But I think if you get a 4th and 1, who's going to stop that man on a quarterback sneak? Yeah. With Lassiter behind him.
It was tush push. Yeah, that was a good call.
Yeah, I think no brainer when you're 4th and 1, and maybe run a few of those and then fake off that.
It was funny when we were watching the game. So it was like if you were A&M or if you were Arkansas, you wanted to go for it on 4th down because you didn't want to give the ball back to the other team because you're not stopping the other team.
Yeah.
If I'm Mike Elko, I don't want to punt it. I'd rather take my chances because I know we can't stop them.
You know what was a key play looking back in that game was the play that Taylon had to come out for.
Yeah.
Because they're on like the 5-yard line, and he's a great finisher. And nothing against KJ Jackson. He hit the guy coming across the middle. It was stopped, but. That could have been 7 instead of 3.
The 2 stops. We were number 2 in the nation in
you hate to move
red zone.
That first time, I mean, Mike Washington ripped off 2 huge runs. It was so easy, and then you get down near the goal line and you can't finish.
Yeah.
He basically said today, we can't settle for field goals. That was his disappointment. He said, we've got to finish drives. I mean, he didn't pile on the defense. He basically said that the offense has to score 46. Yeah. I mean, that was his mindset today. Well, and he knows they can score that many points. I mean, that's what.
Let me tell you, this is what this has become. By the way, I got to say thanks to the fans.
What a great crowd.
Oh, they were energetic.
They were
oh, my gosh.
How about it before halftime? I think it was Arkansas went on that run.
They were on
fire. The kickoff team wouldn't leave the field.
No, it was great. But this is what you get when you come to a Razorback game. You're getting 1,000 yards of offense.
Yeah.
You're getting it. Both teams are going to have 500 yards of offense and about 40 points apiece.
I'm always amazed early in the game, and I told you this pregame, will Arkansas make it look as easy against A&M on the first series?
They did.
And you thought no at first.
No, I know. I thought this would be a much bigger
and
chance.
Then we see he goes 12, and that was just a preview of what was to come. Then he went like 35.
Football, Sully, it's just like anything. It's about matchups. He is tough to match up. Put a DB on him, put a linebacker on him, put a lineman on him that you're rushing your lane. It doesn't matter. I'm going to beat you. He's like Matt Jones.
Yeah.
Come, try to touch me.
Yeah. Some of those runs.
Or his throwing is accurate. I mean, he's throwing ropes on the spot. Yeah, he's had an impressive year.
Yeah, even he should have been dead tired at the end of the game.
Oh my gosh,
and it was 4th and 5, and I thought he was going to go all the way. He went 49 yards.
It's just, you know what? Again, if you're a defensive coordinator, you're just like, oh my gosh, what am I going to do? He just gallops down the field.
He had 2 horrible sacks, but he had so many Houdini-like escapes that in one game, even you should have watched the Elko press conference. Elko said, we were about to grab hold of that game, and then that kid did something remarkable.
I'm just telling you, these guys spent all week. They get paid millions. We spent all week, and we still can't stop him. He's to me, he's as difficult to stop, even maybe more so than Matt Jones was.
His instincts are so good running.
Yeah,
I mean, just maneuvering in the pocket there and seeing that space.
And his speed, I think his football speed is faster than his time speed. He's a 4.4 guy. But with his long stride, man, it doesn't matter who thinks he's got him. He just runs around.
His first big run went for about 40 yards, and he seldom takes a big shot.
No, it's so disheartening for a defense. It's so you're working, and there he goes.
Hey, and they had such high hopes. He was down for a little in the first. He went to the blue tent, and then he was bounced back, and he was better than ever.
Yeah, it's I just hate the defense. It's just doesn't matter who. We talked about this. I remember 2-3 weeks ago. I said, Sully, we are who we are. There's not much you can change. And I kept talking about football IQ. Either you understand the game, you haven't been coached well enough. For example, if I'm walking up and all of a sudden,
if you're a linebacker on that run of the touchdown, you have an option of the quarterback or the running back.
Right. Here I am, right here. I see the fullback or the tailback, and I see the quarterback. The ball snap. I see the quarterback go this way. I take a step, but I'm looking back. I see there's a ball carrier right there. It's real simple. You explode your eye back and go back. There's a ball carrier. Right
he took 2 steps to the left. Yeah.
And nobody touched him right in the middle.
Yeah.
And then the last one. He just ran right by the backside. Just you gotta instead of no, he's running back this way. Get back this way. And run no, get back this way.
Yeah.
It's just
that's a senior too.
Yeah, it just again, and he's a physical guy. He's a nice kid too. I like him, but it doesn't equate to him to understand. Don't overrun, man. Look, he can cut back. Don't you see that you're taking yourself out of the play? And again, nobody touches him. So I don't know. Again, I hate it because I like him. He's a good kid. He's physical. But it's just not connecting on what he needs to do.
They tried everybody on the roster. There were people playing Saturday that hadn't played
defensive
before.
lineman. It was back and forth, man.
It was Otis, the freshman. It was Mulapola, the junior college guy they got. And
we still didn't get enough pressure. Marcel Reed, let me tell you, Marcel Reed impressed me.
Yeah,
quarterback
he did.
for A&M. I told you, Sully, he's a challenge.
That one throw he made late, 2nd and 10. You have to score because Arkansas is scoring with you every time. And he laid it in there. It was great coverage.
Yeah.
Great coverage.
And he's very comfortable.
How frustrating is that if you're Arkansas? You finally get great coverage. You try to pick the ball loose, and the guy holds on to it.
Yeah, he doesn't get rattled, and he burns you with his feet.
I was impressed with their play calling because they never let off the pedal, man. Yeah, they knew what they were facing.
They weren't shy.
No, they took some shots. They went for their 4th downs on their side of the field. And here's a great example of want to. Great play by our defensive end. I think it was Boone. He knocked the tackle back into the running back.
Sure did.
And it was want to. It was our guys against him, and he had the want to get the first
down. The second defender wasn't there to what Boone had done. Wasn't there to make the play.
But Boone, he lit up that tackle.
That was one of the best plays I'd seen all day. But you think about that, Sully. They're 7-0 for the first time since in the 90s.
Yeah.
And they're third in the country. So we've played number 3 in the country to close. We've played Ole Miss. The only thing is outliers at Notre Dame game. Tennessee, we're in there. If we had any defense whatsoever,
it'll be interesting to watch Auburn again. They're a good defense. I think they rank 30th in the country.
They're not better than A&M's defense.
But they haven't let up a lot of points this year.
I know.
I think Baylor was 24 scored against them.
Listen,
it'll be interesting that first series.
They haven't faced this guy. Dude.
Who's going to go 30 yards? Is it going to be Talon or Washington?
Only Notre Dame has stopped him.
Yeah.
Only Notre Dame has stopped him. So we'll see if Auburn. The other thing is Auburn's going to, offensively, I think we finally going to have a game where we're going to hold somebody under 30 points.
Yeah. You never know when you got a bad offense going up against a bad defense. And I don't think Jackson Arnold is a bad quarterback. I think he's been under a lot of pressure. He's been sacked 4 times a game.
Mark my word. We are due some turnovers.
Yeah,
Turnover
Saturday. You got
to
to pressure the quarterback.
Turnover Saturday. It's going to happen. So we're going to get a couple turnovers.
Yeah, Hugh Freeze looks like a guy that knows he's going to get fired. Just win.
And we've had you at the Touchdown Club several times. And,
Yeah.
He's been very nice. But boy, the pressure, man, I'm telling you.
Boy, and you thought it'd work at Auburn because he had a great run at Mississippi, Arkansas State. But,
I did too.
But look at all this. If you don't pick right at quarterback.
And he's a quarterback guy.
Yeah, think of how different things would be. And I don't know, wins, losses would be different, but what would life be this year without Taylor Green? With the pressure getting on the quarterback.
Yeah, he's an exceptional talent.
It's just, it's a shame. He's not going to get any postseason awards because you're 2-5.
Hey, Raj, what you doing here?
Well, it's football season. Thought I'd go ahead and dust off a few plays I've been thinking of.
It looks like you have 13 players here.
Well, that is innovation.
Most innovators can count to 11.
Well, that is a winning play. Just like the Oakland Sports app, I can bet anywhere in Arkansas right from my phone. Spreads, totals, player props, same game parlays, and the most live in-game offerings all right here. Download Oakland Sports and bet all season long with the best sports betting app in Arkansas.
Well, here's the deal. It's his talent and his physical abilities with Bobby Petrino's offense that puts pressure on angles and running.
Bobby said the most difficult thing is, you don't want him taking those 20-yard losses, but you don't want to mess with his mojo. He said because he makes so many plays.
I'm just telling you.
And there's no bigger fan of Taylor Green than Bobby Petrino. He's a football guy. He knows the plays he's making.
I'm telling you, Taylor Green hurts you with his feet, but then he turns around and he's throwing just bullets.
Yeah.
I mean, bullets on the money.
That one to the back of the end zone. I mean,
he's running sideways.
Just a dart and well covered.
Yeah,
and that one he laid up to Platt, just the touch ball in the back of the end zone.
I know, great throw. So all right, Sully. So what happens in the next 4 games?
Yeah, I go game to game. I have a feeling
I'm telling you that we're going to win the next 2 games.
I have a feeling Auburn's going to put some points up. I mean, that defense, they're going to run some screen. They're going to run that back out of the backfield. Whose responsibility, linebacker or safety? But
Sully,
that safety valve.
This is the worst offense we have faced.
Yeah.
Since Alabama A&M.
Hey, you know how bad it is? You know it's a bad offense when Bobby Petrino starts out and says, I know they're struggling on offense. Usually the opposing coach never would refer to us, other offenses struggling.
We have an offense this week where we're going to do well because they are not very good. Sully, this is going to be the week of the defense.
This is a test for the defense.
This is going to be it.
Yeah, can they slow down Auburn?
I guarantee we're going to get turnovers, and they're not going to score more than 30 points.
Something that scared me, he did say that he thinks they have the best receiver in college football.
Yeah, he's a stud.
In college football.
Yeah,
that guy may have 300 yards on Saturday. You don't know.
There have been some classic games between Auburn and Arkansas.
Yes.
Classics.
Yeah.
And Bobby Petrino, didn't he have one of them? Was that
Bobby
Mallet and Tyler Wilson? Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. We lost that game, but he brought that up today about how Tyler might have thrown for 300 yards. He said we couldn't tackle Cam. He said there was no defense for him. Wasn't anything on our defense. He said, but he's maintaining a great attitude. I think he's really enjoying himself as far as he hates his losses, but
I think he said everything right. If you're not a Bobby Petrino fan, that's fine. But I'm gonna tell you, he has done everything. I
like this Bobby better than the first Bobby.
I do too. I like what he says pregame. In the locker room.
He was locker room good after this game, too.
Like what he said post-game. I mean, and again, maybe because he's an interim coach, I don't know. All I know is that he's doing everything, and people want to continue to judge him, they can. But for what he's doing right now, I think he's doing an excellent job in the situation that he is in.
What worries me about this game is that it looks so much like Arkansas should win.
I know.
It's such an ease. That's a layup with a 1-point spread.
So thanks to our sponsor, Oakland Sports. This past weekend I pick games.
Yeah,
I picked 3 of my 4 games were against top 25 teams, double-digit favorites. Not only did they not cover, they all lost. It's been a crazy week. And you're talking about trying to figure out. We're expected to win. They're 2-point. I don't know. Listen, UAB with an interim coach had been terrible. They beat Memphis, the team that just beat us. Florida State, it's a horrible Stanford team, goes out there and gets beat. Miami against a Louisville team, 13-point favorite. So Sully
at home.
At home. So I don't know, Sully. Auburn, that game has always been competitive with us, but I think this finally sets up. For the first time, we're not playing a ranked team since A&M. I mean, it's ASU, right?
They're in the same boat too. They played four straight.
I know.
They're thinking the same thing on the other side.
But let me tell you, who's more worried?
They don't have Taylor Green.
That's right. Who's more worried? I promise you.
Yeah.
They listen. Because they played A&M, right? They've already played A&M.
Elko looked like he could just come off a roller coaster. He just said, if we had that game in grass, we said that guy. He said,
did you see the stat about Taylor that it was him, Johnny Manziel, and Cam Newton? Dak Prescott.
Yeah.
He's had 6 games in a row, thrown for 200, run for at least 50.
Yeah.
And I think he passed Johnny Manziel. The only one he hadn't passed is Dak. What he's doing is very tough, Sully.
Yeah.
To do 50-plus and 200-plus every game.
And very few of his runs are scheduled runs.
No.
Most all his damage this past week came on the rush, and he was eluding the rush. And
I'm just telling you, it's so disheartening. I'm just telling you, I remember as a player, drop back to pass. Oh my gosh, you come up and he.
Hey, go look
10.
at that last play when it was 4th and 5. They rushed 5, and there were 3 of them that had the angle on them. And then once he got by them,
just let me tell
it was game on.
You and I laugh about that every week. It's like, man, you prepare.
I just want the guy to win. I want to see him after. I want to see him after a Saturday. He's so good with the fans. I want to see Taylor Green after a win.
Yeah, guys like that, and then Quincy Rhodes, the good kid, Arkansas kid. He's they're out there.
C.J. Brown.
Yeah.
If you saw that block downfield, he's 20 yards downfield on the Taylor Green touchdown, working his guy. And Taylor doesn't score the touchdown if Brown doesn't just keep blocking his guy. That's he's a good teammate. And
he is. Yeah, and props again to Razorback fans, man. The fact that 2 hours
crazy
push back to have that kind of energy, it was great.
Darren McFadden, what a great deal.
Yeah, well, that's another one that needs to get
better.
We
need to retire the guy's jersey.
First of all, Sully, did you?
We don't like where it's at.
We never see. I'd never seen where number 12.
At this first time. I've seen this last time.
It's embarrassing.
Yeah.
First of all, you're not going to see it because people in the back row are getting up and getting a beer and popcorn.
Hey, you have that big red brick building.
Yes.
I don't know. You made a great point. I've never seen the 12 and 77.
I've been in that stadium 100 times.
Yeah.
We both looked at because you know what? Because if you're in the back row standing up, if you're a fan, you can't see it.
Yeah.
Can we not do that better? Come on, we can do that better. That and press box food, we can do better.
Yeah, it's gonna be the chicken.
It's cold chicken strips every time. Yeah. It's horrible.
Yeah, they need to shake it up for this team. Something need to do something different.
Yeah. Well, Sally, you got 527 yards total offense, 42 points. That should win you the game.
Yeah.
And just the defense, if they could just, here's the deal. Put in some younger kids. Put in Wyatt Simmons, Paul Simmons' kid. Let him try to be in the right place.
Does this show you, though, you can't win in the SEC with just offense?
Yeah. Well, yeah. I think not only the SEC, I think anywhere, Sully. It's just, this is an offensive game, and it's tough to stop these great offenses, I know. But, boy, some of the stuff we're doing is just not. It's just self-inflicted stuff and you wonder. You thought maybe these new coaches maybe could teach that. It just goes to show you, once you've gotten in your habits of not being able to read your keys and you're stepping out, it's hard to change.
Yeah, the run fits. It was really upsetting. The one touchdown run came after another one got called back.
Yeah.
Because of a block, and the next play they ran the same thing.
Yeah, it just or the quarterback boots and the corner who's supposed to have outside leverage. Is looking the inside, looking the running back. Oh, there we go, and it's too late. It's too late. Or the tight end, tight end or the quarterback.
Yeah. I don't know if that's why I worry about this defense against even a bad offense like Auburn.
Listen, we have faced back-to-back offenses that are super dynamic. I feel much more confident.
Yeah.
The D is going to stand. We're getting turnovers this week. Mark the tape. It's going to happen.
Yeah, Hugh Freeze looks like a guy who's ready to just get fired. And this a bad loss in Fayetteville would probably put him at a spot.
Listen,
how much they have to pay him?
20-30 million. So listen, if he loses, they might fire him.
Yeah.
If Brian Kelly loses ugly,
that's right.
to A&M, they might fire him.
Yeah.
They said today they're not going to fire Mike Norvell until after the season, or they're not going to consider it. But Brian Kelly, I'm going to tell you, those folks, he's on the hot seat down there.
Yeah, he's underachieved.
Yeah.
I mean, with all that talent.
Yeah.
I mean, you didn't win a national title with Jaden Daniels, and Jamar Chase. I mean, let's face it.
when in Vandy it just outplays you easily. I mean, not easily, but they looked like the better team.
Yeah,
so.
I thought that would go Vandy's way because I thought Pavia is playing so much better than Nussmeier.
Yeah, you're right. Nussmeier's not played great. Yeah.
And they got that backup. They're paying $1 million. Michael Van Buren from Mississippi State.
Yeah, we listen, when we're doing the book, we're doing the books in the offseason. All right, we're going to move a little more money to the defensive side.
Yeah.
A few less receivers, more to the defense.
Yeah, it's just incredible to me that these schools are so willing to cut these checks that they don't even bat an eye. I mean, it's like if you like James Franklin, the $50 million, the guy had him in the running for national championship a year ago. I mean,
I said the other day, Sully, what's amazing to me is that having played the game, I know when I played, there were guys on our team that were not great players. They were, and I wasn't a great player. I was a really good player, I think. Had good instincts and had good football IQ. But there were guys that were average players, but we gave them scholarships. And these guys, those same guys, are making $100,000, $200,000 just as the starting tackle. Even though I mean, it's crazy. And then you're cutting checks for $50 million. Jimmy Sexton completely owns the process.
Yeah.
He owns every athletic director. Nobody wants to challenge him. We're just going to keep doing these deals that are horrible.
And you got to find the coach, and I don't care if it ends up being Bobby Petrino, that agrees to a normal contract where you get paid a great sum, $7 to $10 million for yearly, but you don't get that additional year that you added every year.
Judy Henry tried to do that.
Yeah.
Until he switched to Jimmy, and once Jimmy walked in, he just told Hunter Yurchek, "This is what you're going to do."
Yeah. How much money do these guys need? I mean, it's
think about this. So, and I really like Sam Pittman. He made he's making $5 million a year, $4 or $5 million a year. So, $25-30 million he makes. Then you get to walk away.
He was making 6 or 7 last couple of years. Yeah.
Then he gets to walk away with a bonus check of $6 to $7 million.
Yeah.
$7 million.
Yeah.
That's not 50. But we've numbed to that. Oh, it's only $7 million.
Yeah.
It's only $7 million.
Has no kids. I mean,
it's a horrible. Anybody who runs a business, it's a stupid business model the way we do things.
Well, I thought when he walked in, when he got the job, that he looked like a lottery winner.
He did. He knew he did.
And he felt like it leaving, probably. But, these guys are driven by winning.
Yeah.
I mean, the checks are nice and the
That's
money's
right.
good.
They don't do it for the money. That's right.
Yeah, but they don't give any money back, though. I haven't seen a coach say, "Hey, I didn't do my job."
Let me tell you what Sam was doing this weekend. He was just laying back with Jamie by the pool and going, "Hey, everybody,
that happened to me.
I've been doing that for the last couple of years. You guys were riding me, but you're praising Bobby. Well, hey, one-score game. Hey, reporter, ask him that question."
Hey, the reality is that. You know that? It's the same deal.
Hey, ask him that question about one-score games. Anyway.
And Travis can say the same thing. Defensive coordinator. I mean, they're still giving up 45 points.
They are. But I don't know why. There does feel like there's hope. They do. Petrino does have them. Seems like they're playing more physical and playing more aggressive.
Yeah, you say they're playing more physical, and then their back gets out of the field and knocks over our defensive back.
That's true. It's just you can't play physical when you don't touch the running back with the ball.
And I think there's a serious lack of speed on defense.
Yeah, there is. There is. You saw that on the receivers.
And anytime they run one of those speed sweeps, it's a race to the goal line.
Yeah.
And they got a lot of problems on defense, and confidence has got to be one of them too. They see these teams get these first downs, and they're probably thinking the worst possible thing's going to happen.
So discouraging. I can't imagine. I've never played on.
And then they make a stop, and it's pass interference, or they hit the quarterback. I mean, it's just things. It's just what can go bad has gone bad for these guys.
It's a miracle that these guys. You're talking about. They're going to quit. Well, man, you get demoralized. You just watch. What do we got to do, Coach? We can't stop them.
And he made a good point too. Petrino did today. Was the quarterback played well? They played well. A&M on offense.
Dang straight they did. I told you it concerned me. Anytime we play a mobile quarterback, and he was accurate, he was fast.
Yeah.
He makes you pay when you don't.
Did a good job maneuvering in the pocket.
Sure did. I was super impressed with him. Hey, they're the number 3 team in the nation.
It's crazy. So how many points, finally, do you think they're going to put up this week against Auburn?
I think they'll put up, again, probably 35 to 40. Same thing. Even though it's been a much better defense, I think they'll be in that 30 range. And then I don't think Auburn will score more than
20,
low 20s. Yeah, I think so too. So I expect us to win this game. I feel confident.
We need to jump on that now. Secure it.
Yeah, listen, that's the only one. Maybe I need to go. Listen, the only time I bet on the Razorbacks, they cost me this year. But
yeah,
I'm going back to Oklahoma Sports with a
11:45 kickoff on Saturday.
That's okay. That's better than 11.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so,
but back to 3:00 against Mississippi State.
Tip to the Razorback fans for having a great atmosphere.
Yeah,
so,
that's one thing during these tough times. Fans have continued to show up. I mean, we got a great fan base, and the reason they're not playing better at home has nothing to do with the atmosphere at Reynolds Razorback Stadium. And I thought they did some better things on the scoreboard, getting the fans engaged this last game.
Yeah, they did. I agree with that.
All right. Appreciate you. Hey, enjoy the Touchdown Club tomorrow.
Yeah, it's going to be exciting. We'll see. Hopefully, Sully will be talking about great defensive play against Auburn, and they're going to run you freeze after we shut them down and get those turnovers next week.
All right. Thanks for tuning in to the Hog Central Podcast. And don't forget to like and subscribe to the Hog Central Podcast. New episodes drop Tuesday on YouTube, or listen on the go. Find us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and every major podcast platform.